Buying a new construction home is exciting, but it can also be very daunting. Here are the key steps that you need to be aware of. So congratulations, you are thinking of becoming a homeowner by buying a new construction home. What are the key steps to be aware of, and what does the process look like? It all works by a phase-by-phase approach, but step number one, which is the most important part, is about preparation. You want to get pre-approved just like you would for a pre-owned home, so that way you know which communities and which models might work for you and your budget. Number two, you also want to work with a realtor, your buyer's agent. There is no benefit for you to work with the seller's agent, which, as you can imagine, only works for the builder. I don't get any money from you as a buyer. I get paid from the seller side. So whether they're going to be working with you or myself, they've already accounted for that appropriately. So do keep that in mind. Now, in order for me to help you, feel free to let me know what properties are of interest, and then I do need to go with you for the very first time to check out the properties. However, what I like to do in advance is I like to understand what you're looking for and find out if those move-in dates and budget might work for you. And then from there, we'll go check it out together, and we tend to go see multiple new construction homes at a time, and then we can sync up afterwards about strategy. Step number three, model and the lot selection. Now, you may like a specific model, but you want to understand, well, what is available for that model, and also where is it actually at the lot itself. There are different lot premiums that might be attributed to that location. It could be because it's a bigger lot. It could be the location of, is it next to a busy road? There are various different factors to consider. At the same time, once you decide on that, there's different time frames as to when you could possibly move in. Once that is done, you can then choose any sort of upgrades that may be available. Some already have packages that you just simply select. Others allow you to be able to customize a little bit more. Some may also have different coloring schemes. So for example, the flooring may be a specific color. There could be different colored tiles. There could be different colored kitchen and cabinets. Those are all some of the options to choose from. Step number four, once you decide on that, all of those different line items will be put into a purchase contract. There's nothing that you need to write here. However, you just want to make sure you double check and you ensure everything that you thought would be in that home is actually individually listed. Now, many of these purchases may be first come, first serve. It could be a lottery. It could also be a wait list. You want to work with your realtor to figure it out as to what are available options. And this is also the time to be able to try to negotiate. Negotiation can work in several different ways. It could be purchase price. It could be credits from like working with their lender or just any general builder credits. Or it could be discounts related to options and upgrades. Those are the typical three variables that are available to determine what you may be able to do to try to get it at a lower price, if possible. Keep in mind, many of these builders are very busy. So if you're not finding any of these benefits from the builder itself, then you're maybe out of luck. You should be somewhat happy to even get into a house to begin with. Once you review the purchase contract and what they call as disclosures, which are things about the area itself, you're going to be wiring a deposit. It's usually a 3% earnest money deposit to reserve the home itself so that no one else can take the house. This is sent into an escrow account and is held by a third-party company. After that is complete, you'll be connected and possibly work with a design center if you plan to do any sort of extra upgrades. Now keep in mind, as I mentioned before, some builders already have preset packages to choose from, but if the community you purchase has extra options, you may be able to customize your home even further. Many of these typical upgrades could be like types of flooring. There might be some fixtures you might be able to add. Some have even curtains you can install. It really does vary builder by builder and even community by community. Now, depending on the status of the build itself, some will have the option to do a walkthrough if the frame is not even up. So this is a great way to be able to see how is your electrical set up, how is the plumbing done. But many times these are already moving fairly along the process. So if that's the case, you're really just going to be doing a final walkthrough of the structure, usually about 2 or 3 weeks prior to closing. This is called a final walkthrough. During this final walkthrough, it's also known as a buyer's orientation. It usually lasts about 2 hours, and the builder and the contractor themselves will go over the home with you to test appliances, give you your homeowner's orientation. You would also use this as an opportunity to mark up via a simple blue tape any blemishes you want them to fix. Don't be upset. This is very common because it's usually kind of a rough draft. There are many blemishes on the side. There may be different nicks. There may be some things even missing. That is perfectly normal. Simply just take some of that blue tape, mark the area where it needs to be at, and don't have any offense for the contractors. It's your responsibility and your job to mark as much as you see, so that way they can do it all for you before you actually need to even move in. Now, step 8, 1 to 2 days before you actually close, you will wire the remaining down payment into the escrow account. So if you're planning to put 20% down and you are put 3% down into the escrow account, you'll wire the remaining 17%. You will also meet with the notary to sign a lot of paperwork for the transfer from the ownership of the builder to your name. This typically takes about an hour of time. Step number 9, close of escrow. We are almost there. Once all the paperwork is signed and the money is transferred, they will send all this information to the county, which will then be released to record. If this information is released in the morning, you can expect it to be closed in the afternoon. If they weren't able to do it until the afternoon, you can expect to have it released in the following morning. Once it is released, congratulations, you are now the owner of the property. And in my case, celebration comes after. However, do note, delays are common, especially the earlier you are in the phase. So do not put any of your notice to vacate your current home really until about 2 weeks to close of escrow. Now, you will also get updates throughout, so you won't be surprised that it's going to be delayed by a week, by a few weeks. There may be different things that come up. I have a client recently, unfortunately, one of the salesperson got COVID, so they had to delay a week just because of that, even though the building itself was fine. So keep in mind, you should probably know about a month in what the likely close of escrow time, but even then, factor in 1 or 2 extra weeks. My suggestion, when you're about 2 weeks to closing, at that point, put in your 1 month notice so that you have a little bit of a buffer, but also provides you the opportunity to move with peace of mind into the new place. Now, the final step, which is unique about myself, is all of my clients have a celebration dinner. You are now part of my exclusive club as I throw regular events and appreciation events throughout the year. Welcome to the family. I look forward to help you every step of the way. As a quick recap, I will be able to help you with any home in the Bay Area, whether it's new construction or pre-owned homes. Let me know and we can come up with a strategy and find out what are available options that work for you. And as a last reminder, I do need to be there for the very first showing to be able to even register you as a client. It is very important that I come with you for the very first time, and you're welcome to go as many times afterwards as you want. But the registration process is very critical. Looking forward to work with you.